Hello, the Rost Group clients and friends. Hey, Miles Rost here. Just wanted to touch base with you and check in, see how everybody's doing. Wanted to reach out and let you know that we're here to help. We want to be your trusted advisors as it relates to real estate. I'm sure there's a lot of people have questions about what's going on in real estate, with the stock market changing so much and the economy and all the unknowns. We thought we'd reach out, do a post, and kind of give you some insight on that. But most importantly, we want to check in and see how you're doing. We want you to know that our mission statement at the Rost Group is to serve our clients first in order to earn their trust for life. So we just want to be here for you. We're here to answer any questions. We're here to, give you any evaluations that you need if you were looking to maybe buy or sell or were thinking about it, consult you on that, as well as helping you plan for the future, right? If there's not a necessity now, how does this whole coronavirus situation affect the real estate market, which might change some of your future plans? So we just want to reach out to you and make sure you guys know that we are here for you, and we will do our best to answer any questions and be your trusted advisors. So we're also going to be reaching out to you individually, people that have talked about doing stuff, just to kind of see where your thoughts are and help advise you. People that have kind of mentioned to us that they were thinking about doing something in 2020. And as you know, everything's changing on a daily basis, weekly basis. So kind of part of this call too is obviously touching base, but we wanted to provide some value and provide some information and hopefully answer some questions of maybe some of the uncertainty. So three things that I've got today that I wanted to cover with you, which is number one is Kansas City real estate market open for business, and how has it changed? That's number one. Number two was what's the current market in Kansas City and nationally, and what does history tell us? And then number three was kind of what our recommendations are for you with this change and where we stand today. So dive right in, try to be as brief as possible. First one is the Kansas City real estate market open for business? And the answer is yes. We are considered an essential business. People that are currently in a transaction and or are needing to buy or sell right now, we are an essential business and we're open for business. And all of the vendors that are part of that make it go round, there's usually about 28 people that are involved in a transaction, from lenders to title companies to inspectors to electricians, plumbers, contractors, all that. They're essential businesses as well. So they are ready to do it and can make that transaction take place. We have made a decision as a company. We moved our office. Everybody from the Rost Group is working from home. So we're doing our part of staying home and not adding to the spreading of the virus. And it's to protect our clients too. So if we do have to meet and show a house, we are doing everything to mitigate the spread. We also are doing everything that the CDC has implemented and recommending, as well as our state, federal, and local governments. We're doing all of that, as well as KCRAR, our Regional Association of Realtors, and the MLS. We're implementing all those things, and I'll kind of go into detail here in a little bit. And some of the things that have changed within the market. No more open houses. They're not allowed during this time frame. Another change is the use of virtual tours. We're utilizing those a ton now and trying to show houses before somebody physically needs to get into it. And then virtual listing appointments. So a lot of times we're sitting in front of you at the kitchen table. Well, I can be at my kitchen table, you can be at yours, and you can give me a tour of the house. We can do a lot of things remotely and not have to physically be there. That will make people more comfortable. Some of the other things that we've seen change in the market from buyers' perspective, we'll hit buyers and sellers, but we only want to show homes if absolutely necessary. If we don't have a need right now and it's something that you're thinking about doing, then we would like to prolong that and push that back. But We can view homes, but some of the changes in that we're going to be in separate cars. Um, Also, only the people that are going to be writing the offer. So if it's one person on the contract or two, we are only going to show them the property. Family members or kids or loved ones or friends that are not involved in it, we ask that they stay home and only the necessity people be shown the house. Um, we're going to be wearing gloves. We're going to be wearing booties. Minimizing touching of items. We've asked, no multiple showings. So there's not going to be people on top of each other and multiple showings at the same time. The agents are going to be, we're going to be opening the lock boxes and the doors. We've asked sellers to turn on all the lights. If it's a vacant listing, we'll turn all that on so it's minimum exposure and you can tour a home when it relates to buyers. As it relates to sellers, some of the changes, obviously all of the buyer guidelines I just mentioned, no overlap showings. We're wanting to put 45 minutes in between each showing. And having the sellers prep and do everything before so there's minimal exposure when your house is being shown. As well as for our listings, we will provide, if the buyer's agents don't have gloves, booties, hand sanitizer, disinfectant wipes, all of our listings will have that there for those showings. So that's kind of hitting where is the market open and can we sell in Kansas City, as well as what's changed. Bullet point number 2 I wanted to cover was what's the current market in Kansas City, and what does history kind of tell us? So right now, the real estate market has not changed dramatically like you've seen in the stock market. 40% change in the market. You can see 1 to 10 to 12% change in a day. It's up and down. Real estate market is pretty steady. It takes usually 6 months to 12 months to make a big change in the market. So we have not seen, pricing just slashed and changed or anything of that nature. Where we stand as a market right now is we have a low amount of inventory. We've got just a little over 4,000 homes in the entire metro of over 2 million people, and interest rates are low right now. And so we're going to be sharing some podcasts with you. One is an interview with Dr. Lawrence Hune, who is one of the top 5 economists in the country. He works for the National Association of Realtors, and he kind of talked about the market and his synopsis, which I would highly recommend listening to it. But going into the Great Recession, we had a ton of subprime loans. 40% of all purchases in the United States were second homes and investors, and we had a massive amount of inventory. Well, we don't have subprime loans, and we have little inventory, and we're not having that many of the purchases be investors in second homes. So we're not going to go into that type of recession again, and we can get out of this, I believe, probably as quickly as we kind of got in it. It's not going to come all the way back, but I'm very optimistic as we look at history. It's not going to repeat itself from that standpoint. And then I'm going to also share another podcast with you, which was an interview with Dr. Ben Carson, the Secretary of Housing and Urban Development, HUD, and then also the Commissioner Brian Montgomery with FHA. And some of the things they say in there is, they put a freeze on foreclosures, they put a freeze on evictions, and the banks have been stress tested. The banks are in such a better position now than they were going into that Great Recession, and they've got a lot of good information. So I'd highly recommend you listen to both of those, and we'll have that here on the email or Facebook post. We'll share those with you. So then moving on to the last point, our third deal is kind of what are our recommendations. Here's where we stand. If you're worried about your job, you're worried about your income, you worry you might lose your job, our recommendation is hold tight. Just wait. Let's wait it out. Let's get through this 30, 60, 90, 120-day process, and we can delay that. If you need to buy or sell right now and you've got a certain situation that is making you do that, we're open for business. We can do it. And we can do and take into those precautionary measures of what we spoke about. And we can get that taken care of for you. But we kind of look at this as like a delayed spring market. The good thing about this real estate situation, unlike a lot of people that I know of small business owners and restaurant owners, bar owners, hotel owners, the entertainment industry, and those owners, they you can't make up for a loss of revenue today on those. A meal not eaten today, you can't make up for it. Going to see a movie today, staying in a hotel room tonight, not flying on an airline, you can't make up for it today necessarily. But in real estate, we can push that back. And so, I think we're going to end up doing, of a typical 12-month fiscal year, we're going to end up doing that business in about 7 to 8 months. And we can push that back. So our recommendation is, if you can, push it back. And we're just going to say we'll call it a delayed spring market. It may be in the summer that we see that market, or beginning of fall. But my guess is it's going to be that pinned up demand is going to hit and things are going to be rolling then. And another recommendation is fix your home up now. If you're thinking about selling this year, we're thinking about doing it in the future. If you're working from home, you've got the ability, you got some more time on your hands, do those improvements now so you're ready and geared, because it's going to be an upbeat market then. There's going to be a lot going on, and I would get those projects done or get those contractors in and get those things done now while you can, to prepare it so when you're ready to list, you can. So anyhow, I hope I've given you some good information today. I'm very optimistic that our assets and our real estate market is going to be strong. We're all going to get through this. I know this is a world situation. We're in it together. We're going to get through it together, and this too shall pass. Our thoughts are stay home, stay safe, stay positive, and we'll get through this together. And we're here to serve you. And if there's anything we can do, please let us know. Take care and God bless. Have a good weekend.